Hey everyone, how's it going? I want to give you an update on my multiplayer progress for my game. I've implemented the ability for players to enter the game and deploy their models, their monsters. And as they deploy, you'll take turns. I go at deploying, and then you go deploying. Just like in any other phases, like the movement phase, the ability phase, and the objective phase. It's a turn-based game. So then after that, I've implemented movement too as well. So you can at least get through the movement phase. You can move your creatures, and they will move on the other player's client. So everything is working from deployment to multiplayer. From deployment to movement on in a multiplayer perspective. So that is awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop open the game right now. See, still got lol you suck here, and then let's open up a game on Unity. Cool. Let's see if I can maximize this a little bit. Make this screen a bit bigger. Yeah, that's probably about as good as we can get for now. So we got Lupita right here. Let's see here. Did I start play? Okay, let's have Lupita be the host. So she's gonna press play first, which was gonna use Photon to create a room. And here is the room when you join it. So Lola You Suck is gonna press play now too. And he has joined the room. And Lupita is the master client. So Lupita is gonna, when she presses start game, it's gonna sync the scenes among all players. Right now there's just 2 players. So we press start game here. It's taking a while. Cool. All right, so a couple things you might notice off the bat. Lupita is the master client. The person who, I guess right now I have the default as master client is player 1. Player 1 is going to kind of start everything off first. Lupita has entered the game, you can see. And then Lol You Suck has entered the game, so I added that there too. And then here is Lol You Suck on the other side of the map. Here is his deployment zone. I'll probably change those colors going forward, so you won't get confused about which deployment zone is yours. But so let me click one of my creatures here as Lupita, Clog. And as I click it too, you can see under Clog's name it's Lupita's. So you got those names syncing now to the menu, the UI. Let me turn down the music a bit. And so Clog is now going to deploy here on his Lupita's side. Let's go about the other client. You'll see now that your turn is now populated here. It's my turn to deploy, and I can see that Clog was placed over here. So I'm going to click Jabril here. Let's deploy Jabril over here. Okay, and then it's now Lupita's turn, and I can see that Jabril has been deployed. So I'm going to go ahead and deploy all my creatures. Turn by turn basis here. So I'm just going to each client, and this would all happen, through the internet. So I could literally play with somebody right now, anywhere in the world. So let's see, have we finished everything? Yes. Deployment has actually completed. Movement phase has begun. It is now player 1's turn. I'll probably change that eventually to like the actual the player's name. Player 1 is Lupita. Let's play Mana Harvest. Round 1 deployment phase has begun. Well, that's not quite true. Round 1 movement phase has begun. So I need to change those messages there. But it is the movement phase. It is Lupita's turn, as you can see right here. So Lupita is going to move one of the monsters. And so this is something I'm going to be, I think, work on. I am not sure yet. So on Lupita's client, I'm going to see all this cool stuff here, like the movement radius and all the ability ranges of the Guthug creature I'm about to move. However, on Lol You Sucks client, I don't see anything happening right now. See my dwarfs, I see the orcs, which is maybe fine, I'm not sure yet. But as I move Guthug, let's say toward the middle, let's see what happens. Guthug has moved. You get a nice little stat chat update here. And I'm going to go to Lol You Sucks client. And I can see now Guthug has moved. There's the position. Cool. I even see that the token has dropped. And I even see a little chat box says Guthug has moved. And Guthug's name is highlighted in red. That's cool. And, you know, that's signifying that it's the enemy player that has moved. And so it is actually my turn. And I'm going to move Hazmit. Or let me move Yubil here over here. I'm going to move it right toward this monowell here. Yubil has moved. It's no longer my turn. And that's cool now. I see that Yubil has moved. That is awesome. And so I'm just going to go ahead and move the rest here. Jazil has moved. I can see that it has moved here on the client, Lol You Sucks client. Move Hazmit. Let's see if Lupita sees that. See? As you can see now, it's actually working like a normal multiplayer game. This is fantastic. Moving my creatures. Everybody is, you know, moving their creatures according to their turn. It's playing out exactly like how I want it to. I can click here, like Gimduk, Thuznik. It tells me my remaining movements here. Thuznik here. Clog, my last guy to move. Move him up. Movement phase is almost over. Gimduk. Cool. And now that's about as far as I got so far in multiplayer, because the action phase is going to be a little bit more involved. Because you got to have to take in consideration dice rolls and other things, but it may not be. I'm finding that, you know, after I made the first hurdle from my prior video, you know, I'm actually, everything's clicking now. I'm making progress really quickly, and you know, I'm hoping, man, I can get my game on multiplayer really soon. I think one complication I actually haven't quite figured out is how to implement AI through the internet. And I mean it in the sense that I do have at least 2 different game types I plan on having, and that is 2 players versus the AI, like a 2-player campaign or 2-player just game mode versus the AI on the internet. So that's cool, like a co-op campaign. And then also, what if you just did 2 players versus the AI for just practice competitive matches. So anyway, I'm just gonna have multiple games where you can have 2 players versus the AI, or yeah, I think that's some game types I want to have. So then in that sense, I would have to program AI to work on the internet as well. I think otherwise AI would just work normally offline, you know, 1v1 or just campaign or first player mode. But I think that's going to be probably another challenge I'll have, and I think I'll work on that next after I get a solid 1v1 game going on, and then I'll probably work on AI, and then I'll work on actually doing a 4-player game, because I want the 4 players to work, and that's going to be cool. But again, and also what I was talking about earlier, when you click a guy to move, it automatically places the guy there wherever you end up your movement. It instantly moves there and it says, hey, I made it, finish my move. But I may want the client, the internet players, to also see you kind of moving your temporary model to see where you would place your guy, just because how I plan on making a 2v2 match. And the 2v2 matches, when it's your team's round, your team's action, your team's turn to do something, like move, I will have both players be able to make their moves simultaneously almost. I just don't want players to end up their movement on top of each other. So visually, you know, if each player is showing a model and their potential movement, I'll be able to have a collider there saying, hey, you can't move on top of each other. To prevent, you know, finishing your movement on top of each other. So that'd be something I may consider doing. But right now, this is where I got deployment down, I got movement down, and it's all online. That is awesome. Alright, that's it for this video. Thanks, everyone.